Pokemon collecting is in a weird space right now. I've been collecting Pokemon cards for over 6 years, and over that time, I've watched Pokemon card collecting change drastically. There's been such a shift in focus on the value and money aspect of Pokemon that collecting has become pretty difficult. Standing in long lines for hours just to get your hands on a couple of packs to open, hoping to hit your chase. Seeing ridiculous prices on the secondary market, like eBay and Facebook Marketplace, all of this can take a toll on a collector, and it has even pushed some collectors out of the hobby entirely. Or it's caused new collectors to be turned off and not even enter the hobby. The bad news is, it doesn't look like this is going to change anytime soon. With the Pokemon Company posting massive spikes in revenue and Pokemon becoming more and more mainstream, the ways of scalping and low supply of product is sure to continue. But is collecting Pokemon cards today even possible? Should you leave the hobby altogether, or even attempt to start? The good news here is the answer is no. No, you shouldn't leave the hobby. And yes, if you want to get into collecting, you should. There's so much to the Pokemon community that is worth exploring and embracing. Even though finding products in the wild is tough, resellers are prevalent everywhere you go, and bots are buying out most online restocks, there's plenty we can do in the hobby right now to continue to enjoy collecting. Today, we're going to cover 3 different ways that you can still enjoy the hobby during these troubling times. If collecting to you is opening the most recent or last several most recent Pokemon sets, this isn't out of the realm of possibility. Ripping packs is an incredible experience, especially when you hit that dopamine high of pulling your number one chase out of your favorite modern set. What better way to build your collection than ripping it yourself? And you always remember where you were and who you were with when you pulled that Moonbreon or 151 Charizard. But like I've mentioned, it's tough to find packs at retail price. So here's tip number 1. Find a Discord server with restock notifications. If you aren't familiar with Discord, you should be. Think of it as a modern day chat room. There are servers for everything, including Pokemon card restocks. Create a profile and then start looking at different servers. Generally, servers like these will alert you when a Pokemon product is back in stock at Walmart, Target, Sam's Club, or Costco. I'm in a server called the Personal Pokedex. I get notifications all day, and they help me get my hands on more product than I normally would. You still have to be quick though. It's not guaranteed you're going to get product with this, but if you struggle now to get product because you work a traditional 9 to 5 job and you can't step away, this is a great alternative. The great thing about these servers is they also all tend to notify you when Pokemon Center opens its queue. This is an indicator that a restock of a new or recent set is about to occur. This queue gives you a chance at exclusive products as well as product at retail price, which is rare nowadays. There is usually a cost associated with these Discord servers. Somewhere around $8 to $9 a month seems to be the norm, but to be honest, I happily pay the $9 a month to get some product in my hands without having to wait in line. I'm personally not affiliated with any of these Discord servers, so find one that others in the hobby recommend, and I'm sure you'll do great and score some product to open. Another great way to keep your collection alive and well is to consider grading cards. Grading may seem like it's hard to do, but there's plenty of options out there for those that are just starting out with grading. There are several grading companies out there: PSA, CGC, Beckett, Tag, but the one that's made it the easiest, although it may take the longest, is PSA. PSA partnered with GameStop to allow PSA submissions to run through your local GameStop. All you have to do is bring the card you want to grade in a penny sleeve and a card saver, and GameStop takes care of the rest. What I've done in the past is found cards that have a huge upside if they're a PSA 10, or maybe I have some cards laying around that I really like, and I'll take those to GameStop to grade. If I love the card and it comes back a 9 or a 10, I'm pretty happy to add that to my collection. If it's a card I don't particularly care for, but has a lot of upside, and that comes back a 10, I'll take that card to shows or local card shops and help fund something that I do want to add to my personal collection. Certain cards can go from $30 to $40 cards, but if they grade a PSA 10, can be $200 to $300 cards. And with a price of around $20 to $25 to grade each card, there's a whole market of your collection just waiting to be tapped. If you've made it this far, I wanted to say thanks and hope you enjoyed the video. The best way to support me and to ensure I keep making content like this is to like the video, hit the subscribe button, and ring the bell to get notified of the next time a video of mine drops. I truly appreciate it. The final tip that's totally changed the way that I look at collecting is to completely forget about the value and look for different ways to collect cards. Most people, myself included, want to hit the highest dollar value card because it makes spending all that money on packs worth it, at least from a value perspective. Yes, value's nice, but it's not all the hobby's about. Finding artwork that looks cool, funny, interesting, and interacting with others in the hobby is what makes the hobby so great. While I don't have anything wrong with chasing high value cards, in fact, I'm guilty of ripping a bunch of packs for that Sunbreon from Prismatic. I have found smaller mini collections is really enjoyable too. For example, is your favorite Pokemon Cubone? Go find every Cubone card and try to master a Cubone collection. Do you like cute Pokemon? You're in luck. There are plenty out there and you can make a cute Pokemon binder. I've even seen people who have a collection of cards that seem to depict Pokemon pooping. What I've been doing recently is going to local card shops, card shows, and flea markets with the sole purpose to find old E Series cards. Not the massive hits like Crystal Lugia, no, commons and uncommons with unreal artwork. I love this style of cards, and over the last several months, regardless of their condition, I've been picking up all of them that I can so I can make a killer binder with these awesome artworks. And surprisingly enough, the cards have been not that tough to find. This type of collecting feels so much like a throwback to what got me into collecting as a kid in the first place. It reminds me of saving up allowance money and begging my parents to take me to the card shop in town to buy a few packs in the hopes of pulling a holo Charizard, Aerodactyl, or Articuno. And not because I knew 20 years from now that the card would be worth a bajillion dollars, but because those cards depicted the characters I liked the most. They looked the coolest. It was the card I wanted everyone to see when they opened up to the first page of my binder. So is being a Pokemon collector tough right now? There's no doubt about it. Of course it is. It's not easy. But there are so many ways to enjoy this hobby that completely leaving should never be the answer. Remember what got you into it in the first place. Find ways of keeping collecting different and interesting in hopes that one day we'll return to a time where randomly walking into a Target that has Pokemon cards in stock isn't a fever dream. My name's Coco. Thanks for watching. Happy collecting. And please let me know in the comments what's worked for you in collecting recently.